Just before I start this video, I want to say that if you're interested in renting or trying out some new camera gear, this video is not sponsored by Lens Rentals, but I do have an affiliate link in the description where if you click that and use the code that I'll also leave down there, you can get 20% off of your rental as long as it's arriving before, I think it's February 24th. And then after that, if you miss that deadline, if I have an updated discount code, I will also leave that in the description, and usually that's for 15% off. Little bits like that help me to keep making videos like this and keep this channel going. So thank you very much if you do use the link in the description. What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Street Notes. This one was filmed about 6 months ago at the Western Breakfast in Colorado Springs. Here's a few pictures that I took before I started the GoPro, and then this is me starting off with the GoPro footage. It's a bit of a strange event, this one. It's kind of a wake up around sunrise. Everybody's having breakfast in the middle of downtown Colorado Springs. They're prepping for a parade of horses and cowboys and stuff. And so I wandered around and checked it out. This isn't something that I've seen before. There's a few different attractions dotted around the place. This military vehicle seemed pretty popular. I thought this guy in the foreground holding the pink cowboy hat was pretty interesting. And then there were some areas on Tejon Street here that might have been interesting, but there wasn't great light on it because the sun was still coming up and it was over to the east. So unfortunately there wasn't great light here, but I worked the scene a little bit anyways and tried to find some interesting stuff. This little petting zoo, I worked this for a little while, but I also did not like the fact that this one little pony looked pretty stressed out. So that kind of sucked to see that. I continued working this for a little while. I just had the camera at a higher angle looking down to cut out the sun, and it was a kind of complex scene, so I was seeing how much I could include in there without it being complete chaos. I'm not sure if I got anything that I particularly liked here, but it was an interesting experiment. Now this spot where there was some sort of lasso thing going on, there was actually pretty good light on this, and I hung around here for a little second. There wasn't a lot of interest happening. And shortly before I walked away from here, I got this picture, which I actually really liked. It was this very complex looking scene, and it's, there's someone basically in every corner. There's these cowboy hats, which I think is kind of interesting, and the light's nice, and yeah, there's just something about it that I enjoy. Moving through this area here, a lot of people sort of sitting waiting on the event starting and eating food and stuff, but light's not very good, so nothing interesting going on there. Now this was the start of the parade. This is what a lot of people were really coming down for. And I spent quite a while trying to find a good composition here, trying to photograph things in an interesting way, but what upset me about this was that the light was coming from behind everybody. So they are walking from east to west and the light's coming from east to west, so it's all on the back of everybody's head, and that was something that I found kind of challenging. I also think I should have spent less time trying to photograph the parade with the horses and more time maybe further downtown in the crowd. That's something that if I come back next year, I'll spend more time looking for things in the crowd rather than just trying to photograph the parade. Now the parade ended at this parking lot outside Norris Penrose Event Centre, and I got there just after they arrived. Like, I got one stoplight and then they passed me, and then I had to follow them really slowly, so I didn't get the best of stuff here. I was just catching them all packing up. However, I'm glad I did not give up, because this scene right here, unfortunately I'm blocking it with the camera a little bit. This guy with a high-vis jacket on slaps this horse to get him into the trailer, and the shot that I ended up getting was this one. I did not notice it at the time, but his name on the back of his shirt is Ramrod, and his hand's up in the air just as he's about to slap that horse. And then I just think it's a really nice simple photo, but with kind of a lot going on at the same time, and definitely I think one of my favorites of the day, and kind of says something about the culture of Colorado, or at least part of the culture of Colorado. And then once more on the way out, there's a scene with some cowgirls wearing pink shirts. And this was another picture that I quite liked. I think the pink shirts really popped out of the scene. That horse turned his head at the last second, which I think helped because it left the guy in the blue shirt in his own space. And then there's the mountains in the background, and I think it's a very Colorado looking picture, which I like. That is it for this one. I'm catching up slowly on my Street Notes episodes. I still have a few more, one from September and then one from I think August, and I'll try and get them up in the next few weeks. This was kind of a weird morning. I'm not sure if I got any pictures that I really loved, but I definitely got one or two that I did like, particularly that last one with the guy with the high-vis jacket that said Ramrod on the back of it. But if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already for more street photography videos. Drop me a comment down below, let me know what you thought, let me know if you had a favourite picture. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Cheers.